All right, guys, this is gonna be my first video related to perfumery. It's something I've been looking into for the past like month or two, just researching it, like what do I need? How would I do this? You know, is this really something I could do? And basically just overall, I wanna be making perfumes, colognes, scents that I can sell to people, right? Hopefully become a business and an art, you know? I love art. I love anything artistic, right? Because I'm a little bit artistic, if you get what I'm saying. But the point is, I would really love being able to create something that is special and specific to me, you know? This is what I wanted, what I envisioned, right? And then I can sell this to other people, right? My sense. I've been looking into perfumery for a while now. It's just been something I'm really interested in. And so what I needed to get started, all right, I need pipettes, like the little dropper things. I need glass, like beakers or jars or like, and I need tinted ones that I can leave it in there, sit in a dark place for like a week or 2 weeks so that the scent can like bind to the alcohol. And then, like I said, I need alcohol. And then I need the actual scents, so the oils, which are the most expensive part, really, of all of that. And so I didn't have anything, nothing that I needed, okay? It's not like something that's easy to do. It's not like DIY, do this at home. You need to go out and get everything for it, right? And once you have everything and you have the mental capacity, you learned how to do this, then it's an art, you know? It's like any other art. You have the materials, you have the tools, and you have your brain, you know how to do it. And so that's really all you need. And once you have that, it's kind of like, it's easy. It's a lot easier once you have everything. So like I said, I didn't have anything that I needed. So first thing on my list really to get was like, what kind of scents do I want to be making, right? Because really that's what's going to get me inspired and like, okay, what am I going for? What's my goal here? You know, what kind of scent do I want to create, right? What am I working towards? You know, I needed to have that ahead of time. So I wrote out on pieces of paper, right? Like names for possible colognes or perfumes, you know, and kind of what ingredients they'll have, what different scents I'm going to combine in those. And I didn't get super detailed because, you know, at the end of the day, I don't really know a lot about this stuff. I don't know what scents go well together. We need top notes, we need middle notes, we need base notes in a scent altogether. You can't have all of one kind, or it won't be good. Okay, so yeah, I had kind of that base level of what I was trying to achieve, just in general. And so I was like, all right, let me get these certain ingredients. Now I was researching, you know, what are some popular colognes, what do they have in them, and then, you know, I still have to buy the jars, I still have to buy the pipettes and stuff. I've gotten the alcohol now I've bought. And today, I'm gonna be showing you the first oils that I got, my first 4 scents, which I'm gonna need more when I make my first cologne, because I only got 4. But it's a good start, okay? It's a good start, these 4 that I got. This plane cannot be serious right now, bro. Now, you can't just use any essential oils when you're making a cologne or perfume or whatever. You need to use actual like natural ones that are skin safe, and just basically the more natural and pure they are, the better, right? If they're pre-diluted, like that's okay, because you're gonna have to dilute them yourself anyway to about 10% is what most people do. I think they do it in a perfumer's alcohol is what they dilute it in. So they take the pipettes I was talking about, take it out of the bottle, and put it into more bottles from that one to just dilute it. So it's not as strong because it's going to be far too strong, right? And in that, you know, these are really expensive. And I heard someone saying ahead of time that like, oh, perfumery is really expensive. You do not want to get into this hobby. And they were right, okay? And I see what they mean. But I was too obsessed with it. I just had to go through with it. But perfumes and colognes would be making absolutely zero profit if they didn't dilute the oils ahead of time, right? If they didn't dilute them, that's like $5, bro. per drop, right? Maybe not, but still, it's expensive, bro. This stuff is very expensive. And these here, the oils that I bought at the store, it was 60 something dollars for 4. I got 4 oils, and it was 60 something dollars. Keep in mind these bottles are like this big. Not big, bro. Like 50. 3 of them are 15 milliliters. One of them is smaller, like 8 milliliters or something. But point is, they're very expensive, bro. And certain scents are a lot more expensive. Like frankincense is crazy. Jasmine is also insane. And then of course there's agar, but we're not gonna be talking about agar. That's just crazy expensive, bro. Lily of the Valley is really expensive too. But I didn't get any of those. I just got the ones which I knew, like, I wanted this already. This is a scent I've been looking for, and they didn't have a ton there. Like, this store has the most in my town, but they still didn't have a ton. Like, they didn't have a huge selection, because it's like, really all that they have is the ones that people use for medicine, because nobody's using these to make perfume, right? People are just using these for medicine because they say they have, like, medicinal uses, even the natural ones, right? And I need the natural ones. I can't be getting the synthetic ones or whatever. Like, those will not work. They're not going to bind to the alcohol as well. They're going to fade super quickly, or there might be no smell at all. I don't know. I'm not a chemist. All I know is that the natural ones are far better, and it's going to be more worth my money in the long run. But yeah, that's a good enough explanation of me and Perfumery overall, just as an introduction. We'll start unboxing these. I'll just grab one, pull it out, one by one, right? All right. First one up. This was my favorite that I was able to find, actually. This was the grapefruit, right? It's going to be backwards for you, but it says grapefruit, all right? And this is what I was looking for more than anything. I was actually really surprised that they had a grapefruit because I was looking online at, like, the Perfumery specific essential oils, which there's only like a couple of brands that are made for Perfumery. And grapefruit was not very common, like, anywhere. It was hard to find this. And when you did, it was expensive. For whatever reason, grapefruit's not expensive. I was there at the store today, and grapefruit was like 90 something cents for a grapefruit. It was like half the price of oranges. Like, I don't know, bro. But I was really glad they had this. This was actually the cheapest out of all of them. This was only like $9. The other ones were 15 to 20 for the same amount. This is 15 milliliters, which is the bigger size. Which I got 3 of these 15 milliliters, and then one that's an 8. But this is our first one, grapefruit. And it does say it's pressed from the rind, which is, I saw that online, that if it's from the rind, it's far better, right? The smell is going to last longer if it's from the rind, is what they were saying. Or the peel, like the peel or the rind, like, is much better than if it's from the actual fruit. It's not going to have as much smell. Like when you zest a lemon, you're not using the juice, you know. Anyway, next one. All right, this is my smaller one because this was much more expensive for its size, all right? They didn't have the diluted one of this, which this is not diluted either. Neither of these are diluted, but this one says organic. I don't know what's the difference, really. They're both organic. But this is the lavender, right? And this is a 7.4 milliliter. So not 8, just a little bit less. 7.4 milliliter. And this was about $16 for this. $16. If you want to get into Perfumery, just be ready to drop some bands, bro. Because it's like 9 something, $16. Looking good. So we're at $25 here. All right. And then this is the ready to use. It says up here, ready to use. I asked the lady there what that meant. All right. What it means is that it's in jojoba oil or jojoba oil. I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay. Basically, it's an oil that I looked it up. Is this fine for Perfumery? And they're like, yes, perfumers use jojoba oil all the time to dilute their stuff. All right. So basically, this is just diluted. I don't know how much it's diluted, not a lot, but it's just not as strong. It's not as concentrated, I guess, which is, it's good for us. We don't need it to be concentrated, right? So I might just dilute this less than I'm gonna have to dilute these other ones. But this one's sandalwood. I don't know if I already said sandalwood, which is basically, it's used a lot in perfumery. Sandalwood is one of the most common, even in these high-end perfumes and colognes, they use sandalwood a lot. I'm actually gonna smell this. I'm gonna see how this smells. It's kind of just an herby, like kind of like a, I mean, it is a woody scent, right? Like kind of like wood chips, but it's also similar to like the herbs that you would put on a fish, you know, like that fish seasoning. I don't know what you call that. Kind of like a lemon pepper, but in a wood form, right? So it's like these kind of tangy, zesty, but it's like wood chips. It's kind of hard to describe, but if you know what sandalwood smells like, you know. All right. So we got lavender, sandalwood, grapefruit. And this sandalwood was about like $17 or $18. So we were already at 25 with our lavender, grapefruit. So we're up to like 40 something, I think. 25 plus 18. Someone else can do the math, bro. 40, 43 or something. Somewhere around there. All right, and then our final one is a little bit out of place from the other ones. It's not as common, but it is very well known. It's what people would expect to be in perfume, even though it's not. This one I got is Rose, right? Rose Absolute. And so I don't know what Absolute really means. I'm going to look that up after this because I hear it all the time. There's certain oils that they'll say Absolute, like a vanilla Absolute or like orange Absolute. It's like what does that mean? I think it just means it's more pure, more concentrated, but it could mean something else. So don't take my word for it. I'm going to research it after this. And in the next video, I'll let you know what Absolute means. But this is my Rose Absolute. This was, I think, slightly less than the sandalwood, so like 17 bucks, maybe closer to 16. Yeah, overall it was like around 60 bucks. And then this one is also a ready to use, so it's also in jojoba oil. But let me take a whiff of this. Oh my gosh, bro. This one smells amazing. So it's just such a strong, sweet floral scent. Like, this is a strong, like it smells exactly like a rose, but like even stronger, right? Everyone smelled rose before. The term Rose Absolute is definitely a good one for this because it's such a pure, rich, sweet rose scent. Absolutely love this. I'm really proud of this. This is probably my least regretted purchase out of all of them is the rose. Even though it's not going to be able to combine with as many things, like the sandalwood maybe could. And of course I was already looking for the grapefruit, so like that was a huge plus, right? And the reason I was looking for grapefruit, let me explain this for a little bit. The cologne that I have is like a Polo Red, which I got as a gift, and I love it. It smells great. But the top note is grapefruit. And basically the top note is the first thing you smell, and then it kind of fades off, and then you get the mid notes, and that fades off, and then you get the base notes, right? So base notes are usually woody scents, or like a mossy scent, oak moss, you know, and then citrusy scents would be the top notes, so like grapefruit or orange or, you know, anything like that. Lemongrass, lemon. And so grapefruit is its top note. And I just found out through a quick Google search. I was like, what's in Polo Red? And it was like top notes, grapefruit. And then we got some ginger in there, some saffron. It's got some cedarwood, and I think some lavender. And then some other stuff in there, like just other weird words that I don't remember them right now. But point is, you can kind of find a detailed description for most colognes or perfumes of what's in them and kind of use that for inspiration, right? And I was looking at the top colognes for kind of genres that I was looking for, you know, like more masculine scents, like men's cologne, because, you know, if I'm going to be wearing it, it's going to be men's cologne. And then obviously I want to make women's perfume as well, but I don't really know what women want until I've asked them, you know, interviewed them. And I'll do that once I start getting a little bit of traction, right? Because it's easier for me to market to my friends or just dudes that I know. than it is for me to just start marketing to women straight away, because I'm not a woman, right? And I don't understand women. To be honest, I'd be shocked if other women understand women. Who understands women? Not that this is related. But point is, I was kind of researching the demographic that I was going towards, just so I could learn a bit about the ingredients that they use. And so I was watching these videos like, best men's scents, best Christmas scents, because we're going into fall right now. And it's like, all right, let me get some more Christmassy stuff so I can have that in the works for Christmas time, right? Because people will be buying stuff a lot more at Christmas time. But when you wanting to get into the Christmas mood, the buying mood, the giving mood, right? Everyone's selling a bunch around Christmas time, right? And so that's my thought process. Marketing in Christmas time, around Christmas time, is going to be the best, right? So let me make some Christmas scents, and let me have those in the works. And so I was watching these videos like, these are the best Christmas colognes and fragrances. And so then I see this list. I make this list from this other guy that's been reviewing these. And I'm like, all right, what are the ingredients in this? What are the ingredients in this? And I'm just Google searching these, each one, and taking the ingredients, and I'm writing out the ingredients into a Google Doc. And then I use the find and replace tool, where you like find the words in the document. And I was typing out certain ingredients. And I was like, okay, how common is this? How often do they use this across the board? Because I want to get the oils first that I know are going to be versatile, right? I want to make a good base, right? So I just have a mix that is all around really good. And then if I'm like, okay, I know what this needs now, I'll go out and find that specific one, right? But I don't want to be getting the specific ones that won't combine together if I can get these ones that are used in a broad range of colognes. That is the demographic I'm going towards, if that makes sense, right? And so, for example, sandalwood was a big one. That was used in a ton of these men's colognes and Christmas scents. Sandalwood. Oh, I just almost shattered it. Okay. And then another one that's used like in just tons of different perfumes and colognes is lavender, right? Even if it's a little bit, like just like bottom of the barrel, like you hardly can smell it, they still use it in a lot. Because lavender is it's such a refreshing, like filling scent, right? You know what lavender smells like. It's a sweet and rich, but it's not doing too much, right? It's really calming, and it just kind of sets the mood for everything else to kind of sit on it. Not saying that this is a base. I'm pretty sure lavender is a mid, probably not a top note. I think it's a mid note. But really a lot of different scents can sit on this and really just mix well with it, right? So that's why I went with lavender. Lavender and sandalwood. Sandalwood, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I need to get this one, even though it's the most expensive, just because it's used in so many different things, right? Another one that I want to be getting, just for my wish list here. Let me bring you a little closer, bro. Let me walk around even. Another scent that I really want to be getting is patchouli. I saw patchouli was used in tons of the colognes that I was researching. And then also some kind of cedar. I don't really like the strong cedars, so just kind of like a more relaxed cedar smell. And then ginger. I would like a kind of ginger, because that's used in a lot of things as kind of a just cap, like top note, just to like finish it all off. And then vetiver is one that I saw was used in a lot of stuff. And to be honest, I don't even know what vetiver is. I think it's a flower. I could be completely wrong though, but I've just seen that it's used in a ton of stuff. So, hey, maybe we could cop that one. Also for Christmas scents in particular, juniper is huge. Pine is huge. We need a pine scent. Maybe some juniper berries. Hey, we could be cooking, guys. We could be absolutely cooking, right? Even a lavender would kind of go hard in a Christmas scent. Some sandalwood. Hey, we could cook, guys. We could absolutely cook. Some peppermint. Hey, you could really go in any direction with Christmas colognes or perfumes. So I'm looking forward to the Christmas season, guys. Even though we're currently starting October. It's like October 7th today or something. But still, I'm feeling in a Christmassy mood already, guys. Not going to lie, I've already listened to a Christmas song this year. So, hate me all you want. But I have. So yeah, here they are up close, guys. And they're not actually supposed to be in the sun, so I'm not going to record them in the sun for too long. I think that's what the point of these tinted bottles is. because actually if you leave things in the light, it kind of makes the scent fade from them. And so that's why you're supposed to have these tinted bottles. And when I get my finished cologne, my finished scent, I'm gonna have to put it in this and leave it in a dark, like dry space for like a week or 2 weeks just for it to set. But yeah, here I got just the sandalwood. And as you can see, this brand is called Aura Acacia. I think it's like some play on words of acacia, probably. I don't know, it's a cringy name, I'm not gonna lie. But these are the most natural that I could find in my area in a store. They have all these different, like the Walmart brands are absolutely garbage. They're synthetic and you can't use them on your hands. They're like skin irritants. There's the Living something or other, which is pretty good, I think, I've heard. But these were the only ones I could find in stores that were natural. You know, see it says no synthetics, not tested on animals. I don't really care about, but I guess that's a plus. But no synthetics is really all we care about, because those will irritate your skin, and that's not good for your perfumes or your colognes, right? We don't want to be giving people rashes, and then they like try and sue me. But yeah, and ingredients, you just want to basically see jojoba, sandalwood oil. That's all you want to see, right? You don't want to see some synthetics or like some weird word you can't pronounce. And it says conveniently pre-blended with jojoba oil. So basically they're just saying it's pre-diluted. But yeah, this is the brand that I'm using, at least for these, or Acacia. But really it doesn't matter too much your brand. Obviously each one's going to be different. But at the end of the day, I mean, they're all coming from the same planet. Like if they're natural, they're all just coming from the same place, so it doesn't really matter. But certain ones will have different concentrations, you know, different ways that they get the scent. And so you'll kind of have to compare. And that's why it's better if you can get them in person. That's why I didn't want to order them online, especially for my first couple ones. I just wanted to kind of smell them and see, like, what do these scents really smell like? You know, because I'm not a professional fragrance guy. I don't know what everything smells like. I'm not going around sniffing everything. I'll leave that to Joe Biden. But the point is, basically, you just got to use your own discernment. Different brands are going to have slightly different flavors of the same, like, the same oil, you know. Like, it could be lavender. It could smell quite a bit different across different brands. But if you're sticking to, like, natural, and it says pure, you know, it's not with synthetics, and it's not a skin irritant, then you should be good. You know, you're good to go. If you like the smell, you know, combine it with some other smells you like, you're good to go. You can use whatever you want, as long as you're within that realm, when you're not using synthetics and you're not using skin irritants, right? Because I want my stuff to be natural, at least just for me. I don't want it to be, you know, causing rashes or like any like skin conditions. I don't really know. With synthetic stuff, you never really know what you're going to get into. So I want to opt for as natural as I possibly can. And maybe down the road, we'll try some experimenting. I mean, this is really all about experimenting. Really, all of it's about that, right? It's an art, and it's really just about, you know, going for it, doing whatever you think up here, right? Putting it into action and see what happens. And, you know, hopefully creating something beautiful out of it. You know, we learn from our mistakes, and we just put that into our education, and it's like you learn. You know, you learn while you're doing it. But yeah, something I was wanting to try that I saw is like just taking the actual natural scents and making your own essential oils, which I think would be really cool, especially as a marketing thing for my cologne or perfume. If I can take flowers, like flower petals, and put those in alcohol, and then just take the scent that way, naturally, from the actual flower petals, that would be sick, right? And like, that would be such a huge marketing thing. Like, I took these directly from the flowers, right? I didn't use any synthetics, any oils at all that I purchased. I just made the oils myself with flowers. I feel like that would be just fire. And plus it would be a sick thing to learn, right? I would feel so accomplished after that. If I could actually do that, take like some rose petals, you know, whatever smelly flowers are out there. I don't really know. Lavender. Lavender's common. I guess I already have rose and lavender. Maybe I could try something else that is a common flower. I don't know how hard it is to get lilies. Probably pretty hard if the lily of the valley is so expensive. But yeah, some point down the line, we'll try doing that. Making essential oils myself, just from nature. I feel like that'd be sweet, right? So yeah, I know this has been a long video and kind of boring. I've just been really talking, but I wanted to kind of introduce Perfumery to the channel because it's something that I love and it's something that I want to be, I really hope can become a business for me, right? And if you can start a business with something you love, go for it, bro, right? Whatever you're into, whatever you're interested in, just go for it, bro. Don't wait on anybody. Don't ask any questions. Don't say, hey, I don't know if I can start this. I don't know if I'll be successful. Don't be asking people if it's good for you to do this. If it's something you're passionate about and you think you can start a business out of it, just go for it, right? Don't let anybody tell you yes or no. Just go for it. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. Hopefully it'll all work out. Hopefully I can learn and start to be successful with this, start to make stuff that really is like high quality and that I'm proud of, and just, keep growing, never stop growing, never stop getting better at my craft, at what I'm doing. And, that's just what I hope for this. So expect to see some more videos on perfumery down the line. And if you guys have any recommendations, what kind of colognes, what kind of perfumes you're wanting, drop them in the comments. If you want to see more perfumery videos, like up this one. You're going to see them either way, but just like up the video because I need that revenue. I'm not actually making any money. I just need engagement. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.